Your Bodog boxing trainer back at it again. Third installment for technique for Wilder so he can beat Fury in the third fight coming up. You know, the great Benny Leonard once said, he used to watch beginners in the gym. Maybe he can pick up something they're doing weird or even wrong, I would imagine, that may work on an opponent. So, and this leads up to this. There was an amateur kid around here, over 100 amateur fights, he's pro. A good fighter, and I used to watch him, and then he's sparred here before against my guys, and anytime somebody would throw a jab, he would hook. And you know, and that's not something you normally would do because the guy is supposed to have his right hand up, you know. So if you jab, you don't normally hook, you know, you want to counter over the jab, blah, blah. So man, I go every time and it works, you know, because nobody's disciplined to have it right here, you know, they fool around. So anyway, my first pro fighter, he's about 5'6½". I was teaching him this, so I duct taped my punch mitt on my right shoulder, you know, that's about where the head is of his opponents, or, you know, in that area, you know. So every time I'd have this punch mitt here, so I'd jab at him, and he was to throw a hook. And so that's why this. And this leads into Wilder. If I trained Wilder for this upcoming fight, you've seen the videos I've worked on already, 2 of them on technique. This would be the most important. Every time, I'm talking 98%. Every time Fury jabs, he slingshots. And you know, when you're teaching little kids, they do this right off the bat, and you try to correct that. So it wouldn't be about the right hand with Wilder. It would be about the left hook or a 45 punch. So I would have a tall guy find you. I don't care if you go to your local basketball arena and pay him a bunch of money just to have this up here, teach him how to throw a jab. I mean, Malik could do it. He's tall enough. But I would tape this and I would work with Wilder on throwing lead hooks. And man, I would just jab, hook, jab, hook. And when I say a 45 punch, you know, the hook. So a 45 punch, it's in between an uppercut and a hook. So comes up like that, and it usually comes in between the guy's glove for a hook instead of a hook going around. But the way Fury goes like this, I mean, a 45 might get there quicker. It's more direct, you know, the quickest way to point it A to B. First thing you learn in boxing is a straight line. So I'd have him work on 45s. I would also have him work on this jab I taught my guys. It's a power jab. It's like a punch actually. So I'd have him work on this because if you hit his head with this power jab, then that sets Wilder's right up to finish it off. So here's a power jab, and you set it up like this, and you come out like that. So it's off this leg. So you're in your stance, you know, Fury jabs at you. Boom, boom, it's quick. Quickest way to point B, A to B, is a straight line. So I would work on that power jab, or step out of that jab a little bit, get out of the way. It's not that that hard to do. Don't worry about the right. See what Fury does, and a lot of fighters do nowadays, and I actually don't like it, and I stopped my middleweight from doing it. Everybody's in this position for a cross block. It's almost half of a quarter of a Philly shell, basically. You know, Philly shells like that. So anyway, everybody's like this. Well, you can't really get power unless, like your Telefimo, you know, he really gets like this and you're afraid to come in because boom, he turns his whole body, boom. So anyway, you can't get power like that, you know. You're trying to catch the jab, catch the right. So Fury, he has to bring his hand back to get power. You know, it telegraphs, and boxers can do that. I mean, Tim Witherspoon could do that and do an overhand right you never knew was coming. Okay, let's stick with Wilder and Fury. So anyway, so he has his hand here, and he wants to get power finally. I'll put up some pictures maybe of Fury doing this, maybe even a slow down, slow motion video. Now the next thing, we might as well get two things in here on Wilder. Wilder needs a slip jab. So in other words, he's like this. Fury's got about 2 more inches of reach, not much. So when Fury jabs, Wilder goes like that. You know, before we get in this, Wilder has been taught all this stuff, but he never had to use it and do it properly. He just got away with, because he was knocking, you know what I mean, knocking people out with the right hand. So anyway, the slip, what it does, and it really loads you up on that right. So you do a slip jab, you can do a slip jab to the stomach, and now you're down and you just, bam, right hand. So when I see Malik in the videos, like I said, he's doing a great job. But he's got the bodysuit on, and you see Wilder jamming to the stomach. You know, it looks jab, and then he backs out. Everybody does that. After you jab to the stomach, come up with that right to the head. Because you pop that jab right in the solar plexus, the guy is momentarily not thinking like he should to counter you. So anyway, that's a good setup right there. So you got the slip jab, stomach, right hand, you can finish off whatever. You got the slip jab. And what's good about the slip jab is Fury steps with his jab. He's got his feet right. So now Wilder's got his feet right. So you got 2 people coming at each other jabbing. And if you time it just right when he jabs and you go like that, his goes over your head and you just pop his head really good, the momentum. It's about timing. So I think that's all I'm going to get to today. But man, that would have been, with Fury dropping that hand, this would have been a secret weapon. It's not a secret anymore. What if Fury sees this? But yeah, if I were training Wilder, we would have come out with some surprises. Excuse me, that 45 left hook or power jab, when he slip jabs, that would have been prevalent, and I'm telling you, it would have set the right hand up for a knockout. So I think that's it today. The next video on Wilder, and I think I'm just going to leave it in these segments I'm showing what to do for Wilder, so I'm not going to put it all together at the end. You can just watch each video. We worked on his defects. We're showing how to now get some offense in with the slip jabs. He's learned a good jab and how to do that. So the next video is to show how to keep Fury off of him, to smother him, to mug him. I wouldn't be into teaching Wilder all this infighting and like Malik's doing. I wouldn't fool with it. I would just work on the things I'm going to show, keep distance or to keep away from Fury. I don't want infighting, because all Fury's going to do is just be an octopus and mug him. So that wouldn't be a part of my plan if I were training Wilder for Fury. So stay tuned for the next one on Wilder, where he won't get smothered or trapped like that. All right, hope you like this. Till next time.